First, let's get real. Binge eating isn't just, oh, I ate too much. It's self-sabotage. It's numbing. It's avoidance. When you binge, you are running away from something. It could be stress, it could be sadness, it could be boredom, insecurity. But guess what? That momentary relief turns into guilt, shame, and feeling out of control. So it's time to stop lying to yourself. Food is not your therapist, it's not your best friend, and it's definitely not the answer. Hi guys, it's Jessica. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, let's get right into it. Now, listen, if you are struggling with binge eating or emotional eating, I need you to hear me right now. This is not just about food. This is about control. This is about your life. And if you don't get a grip on this, it will consume you. But the good news is that you have the power to break free. You just need to make a decision. Are you going to stay stuck in this cycle, or are you going to step up and reclaim your power? Because you are not broken. And let me say that again, you are not broken. Binge eating and emotional eating are not flaws. They are signals. They are our body's way of screaming for attention, for love, for healing. So stop punishing yourself and instead start listening. What is your heart truly hungry for? Is it peace? Is it connection? Is it self-worth? Recognize the need beneath the habit. You don't just binge out of nowhere. There is always a trigger. Is it stress? Is it loneliness? Is it boredom? Is it anxiety? You need to start recognizing the pattern. What is activating this binge eating? And every time you feel that feeling that you feel like binging starts to come up, that urge it's starting to appear, I want you to stop, pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? What do I really need? Because I promise you, it's not food what you need. You've been telling yourself the same story for too long. Oh, I can't control myself around food. I have no willpower. I'm always giving. I'm addicted to sugar. Stop yourself. Stop saying those things about yourself. These are just words that you've repeated so many times to yourself that they've become your identity. But guess what? You can rewrite that story. Instead of saying, I can't control myself, say, I make empowered choices. Instead of saying, oh, I am addicted to sugar, say, I fill my body with what makes me strong. Because, and I can't stress this enough, the way you speak to yourself shapes your reality. Change the words and change the outcome. Now you need to replace binge eating with something that actually serves you. Next time you feel that urge is coming up, like, oh, I'm feeling like I'm going to binge, or you're starting to feel that anxiousness, like, oh, I have to eat something, whatever, stop, have a glass of water, go for a walk, journal, call a friend, something that will take your mind off it. You have to do something that helps you process your emotions instead of running from them. You have to rewire your brain, and the more practice you give it, the easier it will get. Create a list of coping mechanisms that don't involve food at all. As I said, it could be journaling, it could be going for a walk, it could be calling a friend, or you could just like put your favorite song like full blast and dance around your room. Now, as you know, willpower, I suppose if you are here, you know, willpower fades. But you know what doesn't? Discipline. You need a game plan. And if you can, you have to stop bringing trigger foods into your house. Now, I know for some people it may not be so easy because you live with other people or whatever. It used to happen to me. Like, for example, in my house, my parents always had chocolates around, all these things that I knew would trigger me. And when you want to binge, you don't want to binge on lettuce or on cucumber, no. You want the good stuff, no? And in the end, I just told my mom, like, look, can you please just hide it? If it's out of sight, it's out of mind. Can you just hide the food from me? Keep it somewhere where you know I won't look. And it helped me because I opened the cabinet and there was nothing there. So that maybe could be an approach that you could use if you live with more people. Just tell them a bit like, look, I have no willpower, and if I see food, I want to eat it. So look, can you please do me a favor right now and hide it or keep it in your room, keep it somewhere where you know I won't go. And also start eating balanced meals so you don't feel deprived. If you have a binging problem, the worst you can do is starve yourself, because that is just going to make it even worse. You're going to feel even more like it. So it's important that you have balanced meals. And also here it's good to set a schedule for those meals, so you just don't eat like, oh, whenever I'm hungry I'll eat. It's good to have like a schedule and eat at those times regularly, so you don't have those cravings. And discipline is what will set you free from this. You don't need to rely on motivation. You need to rely on your habits. I need you to change your definition of food. Food is fuel, not an emotional crutch. You need to reframe your mindset. Stop labeling food as good or bad. That will only create guilt. And what does guilt do? It leads to binging. So instead, you can ask yourself, is this food helping me become my best self, or is it dragging me down? We have to start to learn to eat with intention, because you are not an animal controlled by impulse. You are in control. That's what you have to remember, that you are in control. Now listen, one bad meal doesn't mean that you failed, or even if you had a moment of emotional eating, or even you find yourself you are binging. One binge doesn't mean that you have to throw the whole day, the whole week, or the whole month away. You know that, oh, I already messed up, I might as well just go crazy. That mindset, that's the trap. And that is how you stay stuck. So next time you have a slip up, or you have a binge, or you have a bad meal, you are emotional and you find yourself eating, instead of spiraling and going in that mindset like, oh, it's zero or it's nothing or everything. No, pause, just pause, take a deep breath, and make your next choice a good one. Because success isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. And I want you to listen to me. You are not weak, you are not out of control, and you are not destined to live in this cycle forever. But at the end of the day, you have to make that decision to change. Nobody's going to save you, and nobody's going to do it for you. You have to step up and take your power back. So, as I said, it's your choice. You either stay in the same destructive cycle or rise above it and become your best version. You know what to do, so now go and do it. I know it's not an easy process. I mean, I haven't totally overcome it, but it's true that I am not binging anymore, and I used to be a very, very, very big binge eater. Like, I would literally just stuff myself until I wasn't able to move, and the moment I could move I would still keep stuffing myself in. And it was something that was completely new to me. That was never my issue. Like, I've always been a person that likes food, enjoys food, but never to that extent. Like, when I was full, I would stop. And here it was like, no, I'm still full, but I'm still going to keep eating and eating and eating and eating, and literally until the moment where I couldn't move. It was a terrible cycle I was in, and it's a very difficult change of mindset. It's not easy, and that's why it's very important that you have to work on yourself, find what is triggering it. In my case, it was anxiety. Every time I felt anxious, my only way to feel good at that moment was binge eating, and then I felt terrible, then I felt even worse. So it's not a solution. You have to find the solution for your problem. The first and most important thing is finding what triggers it, and once you know what triggers it, work with how to fix that. And now I don't binge. I think it's been a few years since I haven't binged, but it's true that I am an emotional eater, and that is something that I am working on changing. And it's true that when I feel anxious, that's when I am the most like I have to eat something or whatever. But it hasn't gotten to the point of actually not being able to move, so it takes time. I think it's a process. Everyone has different healing times. Some people maybe will heal sooner and others after, but the important thing here is that you can see how far you've come. As I said, am I still struggling with this problem. Yes, that's why I'm also making this video. It's not as it was before. I can maybe, instead of having I don't know, a whole pizza to myself, maybe I will have like half or something like that, and I can acknowledge when I'm full, I stop, and that's it. But it's true that when you feel stressed, you feel anxious, in those moments I have to really like battle with myself and be like, no, Jessica, come on. And it's not easy, but I know I will get there, and I am working every day, bit by bit, to get there. Okay, guys, let's see what the spirits have to say, what their message is for us about binge eating, emotional eating, and the struggles we are facing. So let's see what their message is. Very nice. And it says, don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and grow. It is necessary to experience the difficult times. That is when you will grow most. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Be proud of your journey. And it's totally true. Even if, I don't know, you just have to have those, take into account those small wins. Like, for example, if I got to a point where I would binge every day, so maybe if out of 7 days I only binged 6, that is a win for me. I am slowly getting there, and that is the truth. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. It may not seem like it, so just trust the process and the healing will come. And sometimes we have to go through these difficult times to get to a certain point in our lives. And I feel like every struggle that you have in your life has a very big lesson to it. So if this is happening to you, know that it's happening for a reason. There is something you have to work on, and once you work on it, you will be an evolved person. You will be a better version of yourself. So there's nothing bad in that. So, as I said, growth isn't linear, and slip-ups are just a part of the journey. We have good days and we have bad days. So don't dwell on mistakes. Learn, forgive yourself, and keep moving forward. Because you are stronger than this, and you are bigger than this. And imagine the life waiting for you when you're free, when you are in control. The confidence, the joy, the strength. Don't let the cycle dim your light. Start small. Start today. Start small. Every step toward healing is a step towards reclaiming your power. And remember, you have everything within you to break free from this cycle. And remember, you are not alone in your journey, and you are so much more than your struggles. And I want you to leave here with one truth that I hope resonates with you deeply. Healing is not about perfection. It's about progress. So start walking towards the life you deserve, and keep walking even if it's slow, because one day you look back and you realize how far you've come. I believe in you, and it's time that you start believing in yourself. And if this message hit you hard, if you know that deep down it's time for a change, then drop an "I am in control" in the comments. Let's hold each other accountable. Now go and take your power back. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you could like, comment and subscribe, that would be great. It really helps me out. Remember, I post videos every Wednesday and Sundays. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thank you for watching all this way. Bye.